Welcome to Intuition Unleashed, a revolution in personal liberation. The go-to podcast that helps you access intuitive guidance combined with mental health and spirituality. Let your intuition guide you and unlock a life of true liberation. And now your host, Becc Nelson.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Intuition Unleashed. And I am here with my very special guest, Sara McNeil. Hi, Sara.
Hi.
So we are taping this. We're actually taping this beforehand. Usually we go live, but this kind of gives us a little bit of time to think about what we're going to say instead of like on the fly. And what I really love about the work that we all do in spirituality is when you put things out into the universe just delivers. And what I want to do with this show, as you know, is to put out some content that really speaks to people in their everyday life. I mean, we can talk about Reiki and energy healing and things like that, and those are all great, but everybody who comes on has a hint of that. They do their own special flair of energy healing and the work that they do and using their intuition. What I want to do is to deliver very practical advice to people. And that's a little bit harder to find because the guests that we have on are all a mix of people who have taken what they really love to do, the work that they love to do, and to use their intuition and combine those into something that actually supports them and their lifestyle that they want to live. And Sara, you are a perfect example of this. And the universe just delivered us and connected us. And I'm so grateful for that. And what rarely happens, what happened this time, is that you actually live probably less than 20 miles from me, which is amazing because who lives in Rhode Island with us? Like, nobody.
I know. It's insane.
Nobody.
Nobody.
So, I know, but yay, you're here and you live right near me. This is awesome. So that means we can connect in person at some point too, which I'm looking forward to as well.
Absolutely.
So let me introduce Sara McNeil to you. She is actually a personal stylist, and she's a creative director behind the Elysian Style and Design by Design Studio, where she blends human design with wardrobe strategies and to help clients dress in alignment with who they truly are. This is like amazing. I love this combination. So she is has a background in professional hairstyling, and she has a passion for intuitive soul-led styling, which is so in line with what we promote here on the show. So she guides her clients to create closets that support their energy, their confidence, and their real life, not just trends. Her work reframes personal style as a powerful tool for self-trust, identity, and aligned living. Like all the things that we do here on this show. I'm so happy to have you. We have we'll give a shout out to Jordan, who's a mutual friend who connected us. I'm so grateful for. Thank you, Jordan, if you're listening.
Thank you, Jordan.
So I always like to start off the show. I mean, I'm a licensed therapist. And one of the things I've discovered is everybody has a story, right? And usually the pain that has helped us to develop who we are actually helps us to, what we don't realize is that in the middle of that pain, there's some real learning that we need to do. It's an opportunity for us to heal and grow and learn. And when we take that pain and learn then ask ourselves, what was I meant to learn from that and grow? That's where people really find their true liberation and their gifts in their life. So I want to ask you, can you share a moment when something has happened to you that at the time may have seemed like a great thing for you? It was very difficult. It may have not seemed like a gift, but you've come to understand that the things that you learned from that opportunity really brought you to where you are today in your life.
You know what, Becc, it's so funny that you would phrase the question that way because it was completely relatable. Honestly, it didn't feel like an opportunity at all at the time. I was in a season of my life where I felt just deeply disconnected from my work and myself. On the outside, everything looked fabulous. I had a successful career. Everything was stable. I was helping women feel beautiful about themselves every day. But inside, I felt this like tiredness just in a deeper way. Emotionally and creatively, I I was tapped out. I felt burnt out. And I kept thinking to myself, like, why isn't this not enough for me? I'm successful. I'm a successful hairstylist. I have a great business. I love my clientele. They've become family. And I judged myself for a while. I thought I should just be grateful and push through, right?
Should,
Um,
should. Mm-hmm.
but honestly, the discomfort of that and of that season, because I will say it was a season, it wasn't just a moment, became the doorway. And within that doorway, it led me to question, what is human design? It started to push me into different directions. Like, let me figure out, like, who am I actually designed to be? And when I learned my own design, it was the first time that I felt like I had permission to feel the way I was feeling, which was super powerful for me. I didn't feel broken anymore for wanting like depth and meaning in my job and alignment in my work. I think that was the biggest thing. I felt misaligned. And it's so funny because the universe gives us these little gems, right? They'll drop little things to me. And I was a hairstylist behind a chair. I had been a single mom and to three wonderful boys. And it had provided me the opportunity to be able to be present throughout their life as a single mom, being able to create my own schedule, and which I was super grateful for at that time. My boys are older now. They're in a different place. I'm in a different place. And I just wasn't getting that soul food anymore. And loved my clients. My clients love me. I'm so grateful. And what I noticed is they would come in if they had something that they needed to go to. And they're like, what do you think I should wear? What do you think I should wear? What do you think I should do? And in human design, I learned that I'm a projector. And as a projector, I'm considered like the bird of human design. So I fly above and I can see things for what they are. Okay. I know you're a manifesting generator. Manny gens are fabulous. You guys can multitask and do a million things successfully and never feel burnout,
Yep.
right? Never feel burnout. It's like you're designed to go and you go hard for 8 hours a day. And at the end of the day, you feel satisfied and you're ready to go. But you could do 12 things within that 8 hours.
So true.
As a projector, burnout is real for us. So as a Manny John, the wonderful woman who introduced me, Kira, to human design, had explained it that manifesting generators, manifestors, you guys are like squirrels on the ground collecting the nuts, right? You guys are working hard, you're doing your thing, you're focused. So now here I am, a bird, right? I'm trying to keep up with you guys. I'm trying to collect the nuts in my wings. They're falling out. I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting burnt out because you guys have a mission. Then I realize I'm more useful if I'm flying in the air as a bird and leading you guys to where the nuts are.
Okay.
I'm making my job purposeful, whereas I can see you guys are on the ground. You can't see what I can see. So now I'm leading you to that, making your job easier and living in alignment with my purpose.
Ooh, I just got a chill. And that always means, yes, we're on the right track. Love this
Absolutely. So
conversation.
by learning that and learning that through that moment where I just felt so unaligned and so burnt out, to learn my design, it explained to me why surface level transformation was never enough. And that's why when I realized something really important, people weren't just coming to me for hair or clothes. They were coming because they were in transition. They were changing. They were
Okay.
trying to feel like themselves again. So what felt like burnout and confusion became the foundation of my work, because that's how my styling by human design was created. If I mix these two things, I can help people transition into who they truly are through clothing.
Whoa. And do you still do hair?
Yeah. Yep. I still do hair. I haven't learned how to pull away from it yet because it's been such a piece of my identity, because I do love to do it. I think now having the human design styling, having this relationship with my clients who are so intrigued about learning about human design and then helping them with their styling through that, it kind of created like a ready-made clientele for me.
You know, as you're talking, I literally realized that I left on my sweatshirt that I planned to take off during it, and I'm like, you know what, I want to get into this like eventually because
Mhm.
I kind of feel pretty comfortable in some sweatshirts, but
And that's perfect because as a Manny Jen, you guys love to layer things and be comfortable. So what you're in makes complete sense. And we'll get to that.
yeah, wow. Okay, my head is buzzing now. So
Yeah.
many things you're bringing up. First of
Yes.
all, thank you for your story. That was very raw.
You're
And
so
you know,
welcome.
you also bring up a very good point, which is I'm in that same place right now where our children get to a place where they don't need us anymore. But for
Yeah.
a good 20, 25 years, that's a long time. We are their primary caregivers.
Mhm.
We and our whole purpose is whatever is going on with them.
Yeah.
And then when
Yes.
we come back out of that, it's like, whoa, I don't even know who I am anymore. What do I do with all this time?
Yes. 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 What's my purpose? They still need us, just in a different way, but it's not that running to soccer practice, coming home, doing homework, it's not that fast hustle anymore. It's that kind of just guiding them into the human beings that we've raised them to be now.
Yeah, and it's not that we regret that time with them, but it's
No.
or like, and a lot of women can relate to this, just like,
Mhm.
who was I before this, and now what do I do?
It's the transition. Yeah.
And is that the transition that when you say a lot of the women that came to you were in a transition, is that what you mean, that they were transitioning from active parenting?
I mean, it's every transition, right? It's women that are going through a divorce. It's women who have lost a parent. It's women who are just becoming moms. As women, especially, we're consistently transitioning.
Mhm.
So that's why clothing and I will definitely get to it. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but clothing is so important because it signifies every transition of our life. What I wore when my kids were younger and I was running to and from was totally different than what I wear now because I'm different, you know? I'm not the same person that I was back then. So I feel like a lot of people get stuck, right? If you go into your closet, you'll see things from 10 years ago and you're like, oh, it just doesn't feel the same when you put it on because you're not the same.
Mm.
And I think that's what a lot of people get stuck in. And then that's why people jump ahead and they're like, oh, well, this is the trend. I want to try this because it's trendy and everybody's doing it. But that doesn't mean that it's aligned with you and what you should be doing. And it might not feel good on you.
You know what, the other part is not just trend but
Hmm.
age, because I've definitely had on clothes that my mother's like, or people are like, well, people of your age don't wear whatever, whatever that
Right.
is, capris or whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
you don't wear capris unless you're like, what? Where are these? Who made these rules?
No, that I feel like it's so funny too, especially being a hairstylist, right? Like back in the day, they were like, "Oh, over 50, you can't have long hair.
Yeah,
You
I
can't do that."
told yes. Who made
There are no rules anymore. It's not like that. It is not like that. And I'm
I don't
sorry,
even
but
dude, you're
the
right. My mother actually said
50s,
that to me. My mother
yeah.
was like, you're over 50, you can't have short. I'm like, you have to have long short. What? Who says that? Oh my God. All right. Thank you. Thank you for just that.
Yes, 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 yes.
So you're at this time where you're in this transition, and then spirit brings, and you're asking the
I'm
universe
asking.
for some
Yeah.
guidance.
Yeah.
And this is how you discover human design. So somebody in
Hmm.
your life, is this another Rhode Island person?
It is. It
Woohoo!
is.
I need
It
to
is.
read.
And you know what is so funny is that I met her through a module in a salon owners class that I was taking. I
Oh,
had signed up for a private reading because she had offered private readings for us. Her name is Kira Doyle, Manifesting Magic. She's amazing. And when she sent me her information for our call, I was like, oh, it was a Rhode Island zip code. So
yeah.
when I called her, I said, do you live in Rhode Island? So she said, actually, I'm from Rhode Island. At the time she was living in Manhattan, but she still
Oh,
had her phone number. Now she's in Connecticut, but we do have that in common. So I just think that's so great. And she used to be in the hair industry. So it's just kind
oh,
of full circle.
you're like, your number's in the 401.
Yes,
I
that's
know
what
you.
I said.
I
I'm like,
know you.
401.
I
She's
know
like,
you.
I'm from West Greenwich. I'm like, I love that for us.
Oh, West Greenwich. Okay, we have to talk after. Okay.
Yeah.
So, because I grew up in North
Yeah.
Kingston.
Okay.
What? So, okay, you have human design,
Yes.
and then you were doing hairstyling, and also you had been doing some consulting with fashion.
Yes.
What what made you say, I'm going to put these two together? I don't think anybody's done this before.
I think that it was literally a calling. And I took the certification course for human design because I really wanted to read. Because I will tell you, even as a stylist behind the chair, I was getting to the point where as clients were sitting in my chair, I could read their human design type. And to be able to read their human design type gave me an idea of how to communicate with them, how they like to be communicated with. Uh,
Really?
yes, which was very interesting. And then I started to get like little signs. Like I love fashion. I've always loved fashion. It's just my favorite thing. Clothes are my favorite thing. Some people like bags, some people like shoes. I'm a clothes girl. And Kira in this class said to me, just be aware, like be aware of what the universe is putting in your path. Because like I said to you, I was just disconnected. I was searching. And it was a pipe dream for me to think like, oh, I could be a stylist and make this a career. And like, how can I mix all my things that I love so much together? And because a lot of times I would have things on, and my clients would be like, you look so cute. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And like, but I could never wear that. Why? And it started to get me thinking. So one specific day, within that day, I was leaving where I live. And the woman, I live in a loft, the property manager was like, I wait for you every day to come downstairs to see what your outfits are. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Then I went to work, and one of the girls was like, I need you to help me. I have an event I have to go to. Then at the end of the day, somebody else I was like, okay, universe, I get it. I
Yep.
get it. I see what you're saying. This is
Oh,
three invitations in one day. So I wasn't looking for a new business model. I was looking for understanding. And I mean, honestly, like there it was, there it was. The universe was like, here you go. You're welcome. Mm-hmm.
this is exactly what this show is all about, is paying attention to that. And then you get this little click.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh my God, this makes so much sense, right?
Mhm.
This makes so much sense.
The
How
mistake
it
that
just,
people make is getting into their head and saying, was that real? Did I really experience that? I need a
mm-hmm,
sign or sign.
mm-hmm. No, it was so, and I said, I'm also a spiritual person. So it was just like, put it in my path. Like I trust that I have a path and that I'm being directed. Just make it clear to me. And that one day, it was that one day. I mean, three things consecutively happened. It was like, okay, there's no denying that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm.
I love that story. So
Mm-hmm.
there like a moment when you could see how clothing reflected someone's energy very clearly?
Absolutely. So basically, we get dressed before we step into the world, right? So it's like a moment where it's very embodied. Like you're getting dressed. This is who you're stepping out in the world to be. So human design explains how people like move through life. Clothing is literally what we move through life in. So it became natural just for me to translate somebody's design in how their clothing supports their body, their presence, their energy. Just knowing what their human design type is helps to show me how they like to move through the world. The clothes part is easy for me. I can go out. The clothes part is super easy for me. If I know how you like to move through this world, then I know exactly what to put you in.
Okay. So meet me in the Long Wharf Mall this weekend at White House Black Market. Okay. So
I know you're a Black House White Market girl. I know you love that place.
I Love them in Newport. Shout out to my Newport friends.
Mm-hmm.
So many questions, right? So
Yeah.
are you saying that when you started doing this and you
Mm-hmm.
learned about all the different types,
Mm-hmm.
right? That you could actually look at somebody and sort of get a feeling before you even did their reading of what type they were?
100%.
Wow.
100%. And it became kind of like a fun thing, like in the salon. Like they would sit down and, when you're excited about something, you talk about it all the time. And they would sit down, they start talking to me, and I'm like, I know that you are a manifester. I know you're a manifester. Because you have to remember, I've been in this industry for 20 years. So I've seen my clients through their transitions. I know their lives. I know what they've been through. I know how they've handled it. They've come to me with, the struggles, and I know how they like to move in life and what makes them uncomfortable and what makes them comfortable. So it's very easy for me to be like, you're a manifester. Every time you say you want to do something, within 2 weeks, you're doing it. You literally draw it to you.
And then you would actually do their reading and
Yeah.
then, right.
And that was the fun thing. It was like, okay, I need your birthday. I need time of birth, date of birth, location of birth. And then while they were processing, I would pull it up on my iPad and I'm like, I knew it.
Wow.
Yeah. And
So
then we would
like,
just get into like authority and like all the little specifics.
ooh, now I need a reading. Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I've heard that you kind of say is traditional styling
Mhm.
often doesn't work. So can you talk a little bit about why you've seen that doesn't necessarily work?
Well, I feel like traditional styling misses it misses emotional and energetically things. So it misses the nervous system. So some people need more softness and safety in their clothes. Some people need more presence and visibility. Some people need flexibility and movement. And if you don't account for that, the outfit becomes like a performance instead of a support. Right? It's almost like you're putting on a costume to be somebody you're not, instead of living authentically and something that represents who you truly are at your authentic core.
That actually reminds me, right across from the White House Black Market is an Athleta, and I love their clothes too. So now that makes sense, right? If we're
Yeah.
moving around a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they can be stylish, but they're very flexible.
Absolutely. Yeah. As a
So
Manny Jen, you need clothes with movement to them. You need a lot of flexibility, movement, because that's what you're doing all day, 8 hours.
you mean it may not be ADHD?
Well, I'm a projector with ADHD, so I get it.
That's
I
what I
get
bring to me. Thank you very much. So what traditional styling sort of misses is
Yeah.
people are kind of going with trends and what might work for a
Yeah.
specific event, but it's not taking into consideration their personal energy.
Yeah. Very little attention is given to how someone feels in their body while wearing the clothes. You can have beautiful outfits. People can have gorgeous outfits in their closet and still avoid wearing them because and it's usually not a taste issue, it's an alignment issue. You could have an event you're going to and you're like, gosh, I have that, beautiful pantsuit in there. And you go to look at it and I'm sure you've done this. We've all done it. You just look at it, even put hands on it and you're like, ugh, it just doesn't feel like the right thing to wear. I'm not feeling it. Right.
Are you also seeing that? I mean, you're talking about sort of tighter clothes or looser clothes, that sort of thing. How about colors? Is that
Oh
fashion
yeah.
too?
Colors, fabrics, textures. Absolutely. Fabrics, textures. I mean, you know, as a reflector, as a projector, I'm somebody who likes to be seen or be recognized. So, but I also burnout is very easy. So I work super hard. I could do in 3 hours what people can get done in 8. So I need clothes with movement, but I can also wear maybe like an accessory, like something that pops. So somebody's like, oh, that's a great necklace. Thanks. And just keep moving upon my day, you know?
Do you also see, when we were kind of talking before about how we're told you can't wear this or do this because of your age group. Does that play into it, someone's age as well?
No, it's because it's different, right? You have a 40-year-old who, is active and likes to do things, or I have clients who are in their 40s who have very young children and toddlers, right? And so their life looks completely different from maybe another 40-year-old client that I have who has teenagers. So it's just where you're at in your life and what feels authentic to you. There's no rules. There's no rules. There used to be rules. I feel like our moms and our grandmothers had all these rules: skirts below the knees, hair above the collar. There's no rules like that anymore because things, women aren't having all their kids before 30 anymore.
White after Labor Day?
Yeah. I still go white after Labor Day. Winter white, that's what I call it.
Okay, whatever we're going to call it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you do people's human design, and then you start to work with them. Does personal taste play into it at all, or do you find that sort of naturally their type kind of goes with their personal taste?
It's a little bit of both. Like, there's some people, obviously I consult with them and I go over their chart, but I don't get deep into the language. I just kind of skim over like who they are in human design and why, certain things would work for them. But we definitely get into likes and dislikes. Like, everybody has likes and dislikes. Like, I'm not a polka dot girl. You know what I mean? So even if it was flowy and cute and felt good, if it's in the print of polka dots, I'm not going to like it. So there's specific people who do not like certain colors. So of course I'm not going to put you in that, because if a certain color is going to give you a certain emotion that's negative to you, I would never do that to you.
You know what, for me? Leopard print.
See? And see your face when you did, you were like,
yeah.
No,
no,
I would never put you in leopard print, Becc.
But you could, but if someone did like leopard print, would you ever be like, I don't know if that's really the right flair for you?
It depends. It depends on what we're styling for. And I probably would never do like head to toe leopard, but I could do like a pop or something like that, whether it's an accessory or, something, underneath like a cute like blazer or a boyfriend jacket. So it's just like a little peek of it, depending on the person. Then there's some other people I've styled in super cute like leopard print jeans and just like a simple black turtleneck top or something like that. Yeah. So it all depends on the person and what their human design style is, honestly.
Okay, so you could do it. You still could do it depending on what it's the actual accessory that you're using, whether it's pants or
absolutely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So
yep.
We're going to be taking a 2-minute break. And the first part, we've kind of just got an overview of what we're talking about. I really want to talk about this in terms of what you do with your clients, how you work with your clients, and how this works applied to real life.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk about real people, real examples.
Awesome.
Are you ready to break free from self-sabotaging patterns and reclaim your power? I'm Becc Nelson, licensed therapist, spiritual mentor, and psychic medium, helping individuals achieve true personal liberation through my Beccology framework. This step-by-step system shifts your mindset, strengthens your intuition, and empowers lasting change. Work with me through single sessions, 90-day or 6-month programs, or explore my courses, books, and coaching. Visit becknelson.com to get started.
We remember a time when you could simply form a thought and it would manifest. The harmony was forgotten, but it is returning now. The Power of Inspiration and Awakening Radio with Julia will take you on adventures through the heart and spirit, exploring who we once were and how to awaken that power today. Julia studied under the guidance of wolves, learning from their wisdom to master a higher frequency for new state of mind. Learn to master the secrets of manifestation. Visit onetrueself.com.
Are
you feeling stuck, drained, or disconnected from your true self? Join Manon DeBerich and Dr. Pat on Aligned Energy, where ancient wisdom meets modern health and wellness. Tune in every second Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. Discover how energy awareness and alignment can help you reclaim your power, vitality, and purpose. For more information, visit AlignedEnergyHealing.com and start your journey today.
Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of our episode with Sara McNeil. And we're really unleashing Sara on our closets today. We're talking about styling by our human design types. And these are like looks in real life. And Sara has intuitively guided herself by listening to those inner nudges and combining these two. And she's made a living out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Good for you. I mean, this is really where people like arrive. And I talk about this with people all the time because people will say to me, Sara, what is my purpose? And what is it that what am I supposed to be doing? And here's the thing, I'm not supposed to be doing anything, right? We have free will. We have to be guided by what we are, what lights us up. And one of the things that human design tells, I'm not certified in doing human design, but I've had enough experience with it to know that it could actually help to guide you in what your purpose would be.
Yeah, it helps you to live more aligned, for sure, more aligned with what you're meant to be doing in this world and just how you're meant to move in this world. You know, why certain things feel aligned and why certain things don't, and how society really puts an emphasis on the fact that, you know, you should work an 8-hour day. And if you're not, then you're lazy or you're, you know, underperforming. And some of us are just not designed to work that way. And when we start to understand human design and the way we're designed to move in this world, it helps us. It helps take the guilt off of us, right? You're like, okay, that makes sense now why I would be miserable if I worked 12 hours straight. I love my job. I love the people I work with. But after 12 hours, I would come home. I wouldn't talk to anybody in my house and I'd go to sleep by 9. I was burnt out. So it really does help people live more aligned and without the guilt. It helps to make sense of things.
Gives you permission is, I think, one of the phrase.
Yep. Gives you permission. Absolutely. Yep.
And it kind of, you know, I need more information about manifesting generator, right? And when you say you do a million things and you are absolutely, see, I always have to have something I'm squishing in my hand. Because my brain I'm already like doing some grocery shopping in my head. I'm filling my car with gas. And it's like, nope, just be right here. Give it enough. Come on. And it's not because I don't think you're fabulous and I don't love doing my podcast. It's because because
you're a manifesting generator.
Thank you.
I give you permission to be that.
Did everybody hear that? Okay. So let's say I come to you. We have people here who are like, I need that. So I have people that, what's the process? Like, who comes to see you? How does this all work? Start me from the beginning.
Okay, so basically what I do, clients will contact me. Honestly, I get a ton of people through referrals. But the processes that I have with the clients is I start with their human design chart because that's our baseline. I start with their human design chart, but I do not overwhelm them with technical language. It's basically just me getting an idea of how I can translate their design into very practical style needs. So once I do that, I can understand how much structure their wardrobe needs, how soft or bold their clothing wants to be, how visible they feel comfortable being, and how much flexibility they need in their outfits. Then we go into their real wardrobe, whether I'm going through their closet and doing a closet revamp, or we go through their real wardrobe in their real life. Like, what do you do day to day? You know, what do you do? We edit what no longer supports who they are now. and we rebuild outfits for actually how to actually work for like how they live now, you know?
So the people that are coming to you, why would
Mhm.
they need this?
A lot of people are in it, like I had said before, transition, you know? So people are just in transition. They're like, I go into my closet. I'm not really excited with anything I have. A lot of people lately have been losing weight. So they're like, I don't know how to dress for this body. You know, I've always dressed for this. I've always dressed because I didn't want to be seen. So I would wear the baggy this and the baggy that. But now I feel like good about myself and I worked hard to get here. So what they had no longer supports who they now are. So we work on that and we work on putting them into things that make them feel confident and good and aligned in the clothing with who they are now as a person.
Are these are all women or are they men too?
They're mostly so far mostly I've worked with women. Yeah. I mostly worked with women. Guys, I do have some guy clients who definitely will ask me their opinion, my opinion on stuff, but guys can be funny with stuff like that. I feel like women are more open, especially to, you know, the human design aspect of it. They know that I've always been super into that and into spirituality and just the universe and just knowing there's so much more out there for us and wanting to live aligned. I feel like women are more open to it, and it's a trust thing too, right? It's so personal. Your body is so personal. Your feelings are so personal. How you feel in clothes it's such a personal thing. So to have like another woman who understands is a source of comfort in those moments, you know, where you can say, I hear you, I see you, you know, I see what you're going through right now or what you've been through. So I understand why you might not want to put on this like red dress that has everybody staring at you when you walk in the room.
So
You
that's
know,
what when you say, are you comfortable being seen?
yes,
You're
the
talking about,
physically being seen.
and there are
Mhm.
there's certain colors, there's certain styles that actually
Yeah.
invite
Yes.
looks. So talk
Yes.
a little bit about that for a second.
Yeah. Yeah. There's certain like basically because I feel like if somebody human design changes the way people can shop in certain ways, it slows them down because I feel like a lot of women, especially, you know, we've always been that way. You know, you see the skinny models, you see that you try to find yourself in the women that we're shown, whether it's the way they dress or the way they look or the way they accessorize. And we're trying to constantly fit ourselves in a box and in a box that might not necessarily fit for us, you know? So it's like I create I create boxes for women. Like, let's create your own box. Let's create something that feels amazing to you. And not everybody in everybody human design type wants to be seen. You know, there's some people who just want to, they go to work, they work 8 hours, they work hard, they work behind a desk, but they have to like do other things throughout the day. So they want something comfortable, but something professional that looks stylish, that fits them. But they don't want to be in leopard or they don't want to be in bright pink in the summertime. You know, they want to be stylish and classic because that's their vibe and that's what makes them feel aligned. So it's really helping women to understand through their human design how they're meant to move. And once they realize, like we've kind of talked about it before, where you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Like I do like to do 100 things a day. So for you to have, you know, a pencil skirt and a tight button down and a blazer would make no sense.
And
You know,
heels, same thing with shoes,
heels.
right? Heels,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you would move differently. Your body would literally move differently if I put you in that. And it's like I would say it's a gift. I have that gift of seeing like the reaction. And sometimes I'll do that. Like when I'm styling, I'll specifically put I'll pull something that I know wouldn't work for their human design type just to see how they react. And if they realize how it feels to dress not aligned.
So can
Because
you,
so
do you have
many,
some examples of that? When you say
as
how they react?
yeah, like it's a physical reaction, right? So if you put something on, like I don't like to wear tight turtlenecks. I just don't, it just makes me feel constricted. I like to be like open and able to move. So if there's certain, even hoodies, because I like to be comfortable, right? And those comfort sweats that are out, they're fabulous. Everybody loves them. The hoodies are very heavy hoodies. So it gives me that like feeling. And I literally am like this, like my neck stretches, like I'm pulling it back, like you physically move. Like it just doesn't feel aligned. You
Yes.
physically move. It's almost like get me out of it. Take it
Yeah.
off. Take it off.
That
So
is,
you do.
and you know what? I have bought things that I'm like, this looks great on this model or something that you
Mhm.
see, and then I put it on and I'm like, I just don't like the way it looks on me. But you feel like I don't, and that maybe that's what's happening is the energy of it is this
It is. It's
isn't right.
energy. Yeah, it's energy. You're addressing your energy. Your body is your energy. Your body is full of your energy. You're dressing your vessel. So if you're dressing your body in something that doesn't feel like aligned or soft when you need that softness in your life, or safety when you need that safety, you know, if people are going through something, you're not putting on like a sheer blouse. You're putting on a warm sweater, or you're putting on something that feels like a hug to you, you know, because that's what you need. You need that safety in that moment. And people just, it's funny, they don't think about clothes like that, but it's such a huge part. It's just more than getting dressed, to me anyways.
But you've also seen what is it that you like some of the shifts, the common shifts that you've seen that people notice pretty quickly?
As far as like if I'm styling somebody,
Yeah, because you kind of
like,
started to talk about you see that. I'm sure either way, you put on something that you say, I know specifically this isn't for their type, and you
mhm,
see a difference,
yeah.
and then you go the other way. So do you have some stories about that?
Yeah, I feel like a manifester. Okay. So a manifester generally, they're people who are very hard workers. They have a vision. They're always on to the next thing. Like the vision's always like, okay, I I'm just going to use an example. So, you know, oh, I want to open a coffee shop. You know, they're in corporate America, 9 to 5, but they want more. They long for more, right? Because manifestors, as Manny Gens, because you guys, Manny Gens, are two different human design types together, you know? So you have the spirit of a manifestor where you can manifest things, but then you have the defined sacral of a generator, that you have that infinite access to life force that you can put the work behind it. So you're like the force behind the manifester. You get things done. If you say you're going to do it, you're going to do it, and it's going to happen. Manifestors will think of the ideas and they will put it out there, and they kind of wait, and the universe brings it to them. So they're more like fluid with things. And I feel like if I put a manifester in something that's like very like a reflector is somebody who's very, it's reflective, right? So they reflect people's energy. They're very like feminine and like loose clothing and things that aren't too restricting, where a manifestor is a little bit more business. So a manifestor is going to want more pieces that are like a little structured, but things that can be interchangeable. So they're going to want something that they can wear to work at night, but by changing one piece, whether it's a jacket or an accessory, they can take it into nighttime. So they have that transition. Like I went from work, but now I'm going to go out because I want to figure out like a little bit of this coffee shop idea that I want to bring. So I'm going to swap out my blazer that I had on and put on a cute like denim jacket with an accessory or a cute scarf and go on. It needs to be versatile. They need to have layering pieces. They need to have things that are interchangeable in their wardrobe. It's not just, you know, this pant goes with this, you know, they need to be interchangeable within their wardrobe.
So is there a particular human design type that actually does like to be more visible? And what would you put them in?
A projector. So a projector likes to be more visible. They like to be more seen. So with a projector, it depends. Like I can speak from personal experience. I don't follow a trend. I solely dress with how I feel that day. There are some days where I don't want to be as noticed as other days. And the days that I want to be noticed, I have gone out there in a full-blown skirt, like a full skirt, black taffeta skirt, Adidas sneakers, and a bright pink sweater. Yeah, because I don't, especially now, I feel like the older I get, there's no rules, but this is just a personal preference. I used to wear heels all the time. Then COVID happened and we kind of all went athleisure. And I never really got back into the heels thing. Plus, I'm a little bit older. So behind the chair in heels all day just really isn't the vibe anymore for me. So I'm like, how can I find like cute footwear, but that I can still wear with skirts or dresses? Or so I have have a great sneaker collection that I'm famous for wearing skirts and like hats and like cute sweaters or cute blouses with sneakers. New Balance sneakers, Adidas sneakers. Yep. I mix it up all the time.
That's what I need, a sneaker collection. You're giving us permission.
Girl, you need a sneaker collection. Yes. And they are so amazing now. The fabrics, the colors, like everything's so great. Sneakers are so versatile now. They're not just like the basic New Balance dad sneaker that we'd wear with like jeans and keep it moving. Like we can make it fashion.
So does that mean that someone like Lady Gaga is probably a projector, because she clearly, I mean, if you wear a meat suit, you want to be seen.
You want to be seen. You want to be seen. Yes. You want to be seen and you want to be asked questions. Projectors are very much the seers, like I had said, kind of in that bird, that I referenced. A lot of people come to us for our advice, and the major thing for a projector is our authority is we have to wait for the invitation. So if, for example, let's just put it into style, right? If somebody comes in and I can already feel their energy when they walk through the door, right? And if they're in something that is ill-fitting or doesn't feel good to them, I can tell they're uncomfortable. And they're like, oh, I don't like that. And it's almost like they just start complaining. It's like their clothes are just referencing how they feel on the inside, right? But I can't say anything unless I'm invited in. If they say to me, what do you think? Then I can, if I give unsolicited advice, I know from experience, it's not going to be received. And it's not going to be listened to. And then as a projector, my not self theme is bitterness. So I know if I'm feeling bitterness, I'm not living aligned. So if I'm trying to give unsolicited advice to somebody who doesn't want style advice, and they're just like, yeah, no, that would never work on me, or, they're just not open to it, then immediately I'm going to get bitter. And I'm like, okay, fine. Then don't listen to me. You're going to be miserable. You're going to feel uncomfortable.
Look at your closed arms. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
And what emotional, visceral changes have you noticed when clients experience like dressing in alignment?
Oh my goodness. It's like they light up. It's like the clothes. I always picture it like Cinderella, like the dress that's made for her. It's like when you put clothing on that makes you feel aligned, you feel at peace, you feel beautiful. You're feeding that part of your soul that is in alignment. You're aligning yourself. So it just feels right? It just feels right. It's like anything else. If you go to grab a coffee in the morning and you specifically want a certain coffee and they're like, I'm sorry, we ran out of that. And you're like, oh, now I have to get a matcha when I really want an espresso. It literally throws your whole day off. I mean, I can only speak for me, but I feel like, if I wanted the espresso in the morning and had to get the matcha, now my whole day is a matcha day.
No, you're right. You're totally right. Yeah.
I feel like people just don't understand how much clothing affects them throughout the day.
So people are kind of dressing with what they think that society's expectations are and not necessarily their personal style?
Yeah. And I think also people are dressing in, older versions of themselves because they don't, and especially, like we had talked about, like a certain age, I feel like some people in the background have like, well, I really shouldn't wear that. Or I should, you have all these like societal like rules and regulations, which is just not it, because in any other way, it's that box again. You're trying to fit into that box that you weren't meant to fit into. So yeah, it's just if you're trying to, there's no rules. There's no rules. You're trying to dress for old versions of yourself, then those are old versions of yourself that you've evolved because we evolve, right? That's what we do. We get better, we learn, we grow, we understand, and things have to evolve with us,
No, you're
including that.
absolutely you're absolutely right, because we kind of, I do this for my husband, right? I go through his
Mhm.
clothes and I'm like, no, no. And he's like, there's nothing wrong with those
Yeah.
pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. But then it's so funny you say that because I have a client, she's wonderful. She was talking about her husband. He has this flannel that he wears all the time. She said like every day to the point where like the elbows are worn out of this flannel. So for Christmas, she got him this really like nice quality one. And he refuses to throw away the old one. Well, then he realized how much money she spent on the new one, and he's like, "Why would you do that?" Blah blah blah.
Yes.
But she said he loves the new one. He was like, "Oh, this does feel good. This is the quality of it is nice. The fabric is nice. This does feel good." So it's like it's almost sometimes too, right? You don't want to let go of that old version of yourself. It's like that cliche, like, oh, that good old sweater, that comfort sweater or whatever. Like we all have that, but sometimes that we keep it because it reminds us of an older version of ourselves that made us feel safe or
Mm,
made us feel complete.
you are so right.
It's an example of that.
Yes.
It's like holding that moment,
You're so
in
right.
that garment.
And you actually mentioned, you do a lot of work. I've heard you talk about transitions a lot, and it seems like
Mhm.
you really like to support people in transitions and help them feel more
Absolutely.
comfortable.
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
is that what you'd say kind of your mission is?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like everybody's in transition, good, bad, or indifferent. And a lot of people, you know, society makes us feel guilty about certain things, like as, moms of older kids or moms of younger kids, like you should be doing this or you should be doing that. And I feel like there needs to be somebody who's gentle with people going through transitions and be like, there's no rules. Like we all handle things differently. We all go through things differently. I have wonderful friends and clients who, are going through the empty nest and they're really struggling, like really struggling with it. I didn't struggle as much with it, but I I evolved. I feel like I made it a point to evolve with my children. Like okay, I loved when you guys were babies. I didn't love as much when you were teenagers, but I did love when you guys were babies. And now you're grown men, and it's so amazing to see who you are. And side note, as moms, to know what your children's human design is and
Mm,
how to support them, especially as they're out of the house and we're not supporting them in the same way anymore, right?
mhm.
So that has been a great thing. So to know how to support women through different transitions in their lives and to be that person who can be their cheerleader and help them feel beautiful and on top of helping them feel beautiful, help them feel aligned, help them feel safe and beautiful in their clothing and structured and bold if they want to be bold because they've been, in a marriage and they're now getting a divorce and they feel like they haven't had a voice for 20 years. Like, I got you. I got you.
Mm.
Let's do this. I'll be your running mate in this.
What's an example of something that you would say helps people to feel more structured?
Um, I feel like different people like it's almost like a structured or a safety thing. Like some people so funny, it's through accessories. It's through accessories that people have, like, it gives them that like structure, but it gives them that like kind of that edge, you know, to just wear a plain, think of it like this. You just have a plain button down shirt on or a plain black turtleneck. And then you layer like beautiful charm necklaces, maybe charm necklaces with like your birthstone or your kid's birthstone or a memento from like where you and your husband first dated. Like it's something that's significant to you, you know, makes you feel powerful. And it gives you that structure and that ability to just like move with your shoulders kind of back a little bit, but you still have that safetyness of like, these things mean something to me, you know?
Okay. Yep. Energetically. I get it.
Energetically. Yeah. Cause
Yep.
it's all energy, Becc, right? It's all energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I love, that you've learned how to pull these two pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
And on your Instagram page, so under your name right now is your website, which also
Yes.
is in our show notes, connects to your Instagram page. And
Mhm.
you actually have reels where you say, this is what I would, with your human design type is
Yes.
X, this is what I would suggest that you wear to support your energy.
Absolutely. Yes. I have a reel that kind of breaks down in a fun way, all the different human design types, because there's 5 different human design types, and how that specific human design type would prefer to dress. Mm-hmm.
I love this.
Or
And
how I would style them. Yeah.
so go check out your Instagram pages. Those are those specific reels. Those are give real world examples with your actual clients.
Yes.
How
Yes.
would you say your work differs from traditional image consulting?
I feel like as far as it different image consulting is, I basically deal with the soul connection, you know, whereas other people can line up and they would feel, you know, image consulting, they can come in, they can put you in a beautiful outfit, right? It could be a beautiful outfit, but it's not true to you. It doesn't light you up inside. It doesn't feel good to you. A lot of people dress certain body types or, you know, heights, weights, this, that, you know, oh, this would look good on you because that's the box. That's how we dress the box. I do the inner work. I'm aligning you with who you're supposed to be. Emotionally, intuitively, it's just a different approach. It's a different vibe.
You know,
I
when
want your, go ahead, sorry.
No, when I'm thinking about myself, like I don't want something, you know, people like, well, you're a therapist, you wear this flowy skirts, and like, no, I don't. I don't like things that are too flowy. They need to have a little bit of structure to them, but be comfortable. And those, and you will be like, nope, you can't wear this, but you're gonna wear this. And
Totally. Yeah, totally.
And Sara, really, what's really the bigger mission behind what you're creating and offering your clients?
I feel like my mission is basically to help women or people like in general, not I hate to say women. I mostly work with women. That's why I say, but my mission is to just help people stop outsourcing their identity, right? And start trusting their own energy again. So style is just simply the doorway to help them come home to themselves.
Thank you for the work that you're doing. I love this. And you're also going to be offering a special promotion.
Yes, for the first 3 viewers who DM me on my Elysian Style by Design Studio on IG, I will offer them to run their chart so we can find out their design type, and I can do a complimentary style consultation with them.
Pick me.
Yeah.
All right, this has been fabulous. Thank you so much for coming on. I love having a new friend.
Yes,
thank you so much for joining us and for all of your energy today.
You are
appreciate
welcome.
you.
Thank you. Appreciate you too.
And thanks everybody for joining us today. And remember that when you align with who you truly are, that's when you're going to feel like you've come home to yourself. So listen to your intuition. And thanks, Sara, for helping us to connect with that.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of Intuition Unleashed. We hope you found it informative and thought-provoking. But before you go, we have one little challenge for you. Most of us have sneaky little habits that hold us back and trip us up, so why not take this not at all uncomfortable quiz to find out what you do to derail yourself from achieving your goals and how you can call yourself out on your own BS. So get to know your self-sabotage specialty and take the first step towards getting out of the way of your own success. Just visit https:/becknelson.com/quiz and take the quiz now. That's becknelson.com/quiz, and we can't wait to see your results. As always, we'll be back next week with more Intuition Unleashed. We appreciate you. Thanks for listening.